Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 21st day of October 2021. I hope you're COVID-free today. I hope you and your family are healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food and shelter and clothing as well as health are being met. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, trying to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep our places clean. Blessings also upon those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on those trying to deliver boys and girls, men and women, children, toddlers, teenagers, adults from human trafficking, from sex slavery, from prostitution, from child prostitution, from pornography, from child pornography, from pedophilia and child molestation. These things are going on an international and global basis involving thousands of people. Right now, in the United States alone, there are 380,000 missing persons under 21 years old in the United States alone. 380,000. Many of them will be victims. You'll see them in your next porn video. Curses upon those that support these things, do these things, practice these things that destroy human beings, degrade human beings, destroy human life of innocence. Double curses and blessings upon those trying to deliver ones from these situations. Finally, blessings on the homeless. 600,000 men, women, and children, families, including veterans, on the streets of the United States. The numbers are growing. Millions around the world in similar and worse conditions, like places like the Philippines. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. And on those trying to help, blessings, double blessings. Now, there was a basketball game last night. The game was at Madison Square Garden. It was a party up in there. Let me tell you, if you saw the game, you know. Again, the fact of the depth of the New York Knicks. And you see, I don't have my voice. I was yelling at I was going crazy last night. The depth of this team. Tom Thibodeau could make coaching mistakes. All coaches do. Our depth can save him, like it did last night. The game went into overtime, right? But I think if you're watching the game, you'll know. If you had Derrick Rose in there to close it out, it wouldn't have went in overtime, right? Okay, so Tom says, I'm going to run Kemba Walker regardless. He's faithful. He's very loyal to his dudes like that. So I'm going to run Kemba regardless. So he did. Kemba played 36 minutes. D Rose played 22 minutes. Kemba scored 10 points, but he was a defensive liability. But at the same time, let's talk about the Celtics for a minute. Marcus Smart. All NBA defense multiple times, right? Defender of defenders. He could play some D now, and he did last night. But dude can't hit the broadside of a barn normally from three. Once in a while, he pop off and do something. But most of the time, especially you in Celtic Nation, y'all know your boy don't shoot that well. Marcus Smart last night was 5 of 11 from three. I couldn't even believe it. He was hitting big three. And all of his shots were 3 points. That don't normally happen. Jaylen Brown. Okay? Between Jaylen Brown and Tatum, Tatum is the better player. Tatum's a legit 3-level scorer. Okay? Brown is more of a slasher type dude. A dude that's a finisher, athletic type dude, mid-range type dude. Last night though, Tatum was 2 of 15 from 3, 7 of 30 from the field. And you know why he had such an off night? Our young man Rowan put the clamps on him. I could have sworn through the crowd I heard Tatum at the end of the game in the tunnel saying, Can somebody call R.J. Barrett and tell him to take these handcuffs off, please? Because he had the boy on lockdown. But meanwhile, they're going Jaylen Brown, 8 of 14 from 3-point range, 16 of 30 from the field. He scores 46. You know what, though? We shouldn't be surprised. Players for decades, I mean going back decades, literally, will come to Madison Square Garden and have career nights. It's that type of thing because you just visiting, right? So it's a big game for you playing in MSG. And, you want to bring it out. It ain't like you got to play there 41 times a year, and deal with the home team crowd, right? But so guys been coming and going off the Knicks for decades. That's not new, right? You name a player. Eric Bledsoe, back to Tim Hardaway Sr. People been going off dropping 40 in Madison Square Garden. Stephen Curry in like his second, third year dropped 54 in the Garden. It's not unusual, but, you'd expect it from somebody like a Tatum. But Jaylen Brown went off last night, But then in the fourth quarter in overtime, he couldn't do nothing. You know why? Because Julius was on him. And Julius put the clamps on him at the end of the game. And RJ continued to put the clamps on Tatum. 7 of 30. Come on, y'all. And I wasn't really worried. I saw people tripping about RJ not scoring in the first half. Come on. RJ's a scorer. When y'all gonna get that? He gonna get his points. Look, he had 19 last night. You didn't even know he had 19. But you know when he scored it? Fourth quarter, overtime, when we needed it the most. And I'm tired of people talking about, even, RJ needs to get a right hand. Y'all need to y'all looking at it wrong. Let me tell you why. It's not that RJ needs a right hand. Let me tell you. You need to find somebody in the NBA that can stop him from going to his left. I ain't seen the person yet. That's the problem. You want him to get a right hand? Make somebody make him go right. Because you know what? You know he's going left and there's nothing you could do about it. So why should he go right? Why should he worry about it? You understand what I'm saying? You don't know he can't go right because can't nobody stop him from going left. You understand? So if you got something that nobody could stop, what you messing with it for? And that's the deal. RJ has played every team in the NBA over 2+ seasons now. And nobody can stop him. They know he's going left and they can't do nothing about it. That tells you something about RJ now. Now last night, he ended up 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. That's again, 40%. He ends up 6 of 11 from the field. He gets 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 block shots, and 19 points. And lockdown defense on one of the top. Jason Tatum is top 10 in the NBA. You want to be real about it. Jason Tatum been in that class. He needs the more years. Now he's got the years. They're giving him the money. The boy is one of the class of the NBA in terms of wings. Okay. He got all the moves. Perfect footwork. Coming out of Duke, he had, back before he was in Duke, when he was in high school, he had footwork, man. Off the charts for a guy his age now. He's just gotten better. 7 of 30 because of RJ. I don't want to hear no more about y'all with RJ, man. Y'all need to chill. What, y'all just need somebody to hate on the Knicks? Anyway. And then our boy, Mitch Rob. See, okay, so now the Celtics did what? They paying this boy, Robert Williams III, I think 3 years, $39 million. And when you saw him against Mitch Rob last night, I was just watching. Maybe I'm biased. But it looked like a man against a boy. And let me tell you something. Mitch Rob ain't 100% yet. No. He was in better condition last night. You could see he's been working because he ran a lot better last night than he did last Friday. He played 34 minutes last night. But you ain't seen him yet. Yo, wait till 10 games. If he don't get hurt, Knicks top 3 in East. I don't care if it's the Nets. I don't care if it's Philly or the Bucks or who else? Philly, the Bucks, the Nets. Who else? or Brooklyn, somebody losing a top 4 spot to the Knicks. Somebody. Because a healthy Mitch Rob, last night, he gets 17 rebounds. He gets 5 on the offensive end. He is 5 for 5 from the field. Why? Because he's finishing everybody's shot. He cleaning it up. And when he go to dunk it, man, I get hyped. When he gathers up and don't care who's there, I love that. You know, if you go back in the day, some of y'all from the 90s remember how we lost to the Bulls in Game 7? Weak behind Charles Smith trying to lay the ball up. Remember that? 6 foot 10-inch ball trying to lay the ball up instead of just doing what Mitch Rob does. You see, you will never catch Mitch Rob doing that. You won't see him pulling a Charles Smith on you or Patrick Ewing missing a finger roll against the Pacers. No, you're not going to have him doing that because if he gets under the basket, he's going to flush it on you. That's what you want. Y'all talking about he needs to get an outside game. Man, would y'all get the flock out of here, please? This is Mitch Rob, block less monster, controller of the paint. Stop. Let him be what he is. He might develop a jump shot or he might not. Yo, last night, right? Okay, here's Julius Randle with 35, right? Now, last night, I was getting I was a little concerned, not heavily, in the first half because he was holding the ball a little bit too long. And of course, homie with them turnovers getting ready to drive a Negro crazy, man. He had 7 last night. I mean, and about, I would say at least 5 of them were totally unnecessary. I mean, really, he got to get better on the turnover department. But I was getting he was driven a little bit too much. But then in the second half, what I noticed, maybe I didn't see it the first half and it was happening. But in the second half, in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, he was taking all comers. And why? Because if you take even Julius Randle when he was on the New Orleans Pelicans, right? There's nobody that could guard him one-on-one in that mid-post. They just can't do it. He's too much. Even Atlanta, when they played him last year, you had him being guarded in the mid-post, but then they had Capella shadowing him, right? And that's why, and he was trying to force it. That's why he got in trouble. Well, last night, the Celtics couldn't do that. Why? What you gonna do? Leave Mitchell Robinson to flush it on you when he finished? What you gonna do? Leave Evan Fournier? You gonna sleep on RJ? What you gonna do? Let D Rose kill you? What you gonna do? So they had to go one-on-one. It didn't matter if it was Marcus Smart. It didn't matter if it was Brown. It didn't matter if it was Williams. It didn't matter who they put on him. He was destroying people on the low block last night. I was like, that's why we have this boy. See, we're now seeing the next evolution of Julius from a guy that had star potential to a star. A guy that was a solid second or third option on the championship team to the number 1 option. You actually seeing that now. And from 3, he was 3 of 8, but those threes he knocked down was huge. They were big time, man. So, and then of course, 8 for 8 from the line when a lot of the rest of the team, I don't know, we got to practice our foul shots a little bit. But then 9 assists, 8 boards, 3 blocks. Yo. Come on now. It was reminding me of DMX last night. Because especially it was Mitch Rob. Because all y'all sleeping on him talking about he may not be worth the money. Oh my God, man. Come on, man. Right now, what we're dealing with Mitch Rob, right? Robert Williams gets $39 million. So Mitch Rob is worth more than that. I don't want to hear it. I'm not trying to hear that. He's not quite, Capella 90 million yet. But I want to tell you, as the season goes on, the price tag goes up. If I'm Leon, I got the checkbook out. I'm calling his agent this morning or last night during the game. And I'm saying, hey, I'm 4 years, 44. I'm trying to get this done. Because every time he plays like this, and you're going to see it a lot more, the price tag goes up. And if you wait till the end of the season, you are looking at $100 million. You're looking at that. I'm trying to tell you right now. You're looking at 80 to 100 for Mitch Rob. Okay. And he would deserve every penny. Okay. He's the difference between us advancing to the playoffs in the top seeds or not. That's it. And last night you saw it. They couldn't get in the paint. They was afraid, as they should have been. They had to watch him when somebody else got in the paint because he will finish on you. He will flush it on you. Okay? And then there's Evan Fournier. I told y'all before. He remind me, and not in the style of his game, but in his attitude. He remind me of Spree because he don't care. He gonna ball. And that's what I'm saying. The first half, they thought they had Evan. Even I said, oh, they got Evan on lockdown. But he said, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool. Y'all gonna make me go all out. Homie end up with 32. 13 to 25 from the field. 6 of 13 from 3. 6 rebounds. 3 assists. 4 steals. A block. They're gone. RJ, Evan. Now, Kemba was high. I'm going to tell you something. Kemba only scored 10 last night. But I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, defensively, yes. He is not, the best defensively, obviously. He tries, though. He putting his effort in. He just too small, But I want to tell you something. You ain't seen the best offensively of Kemba yet. And that's partially, when you look at it in the first half, everybody, the starting five was all negative. They were scoring, but they weren't stopping the Celtics from scoring. Now, part of that was, Marcus Smart shooting out of his mind. And then, of course, we know Jaylen Brown he had 22 points in the first quarter. I mean, that's really ridiculous, right? So that was pushing the Celtics forward, but you ain't seen the best offensively of Kemba yet. I'm trying to tell y'all. You're going to be very happy. Matter of fact, right now, like he played 36 minutes last night. I really don't like the minutes they put him in last night. I don't want him playing 36 minutes. I would really rather have given, like 10 or 12 of his minutes to D Rose and let, D Rose go 30 and let him do, 18 or something because D Rose is better. And I like D Rose coming off the bench, but that brings me to my next point though. Sometimes the universe talks to Thibodeau. I hope he's listening. What do I mean? So, unexpectedly, Taj Gibson couldn't play because his woman was having a baby. Congratulations, Taj. I hope the baby's healthy. I hope mama's healthy. Everybody healthy. And so, unexpectedly, he already doesn't have, his guy, Taj. And he already doesn't have Noah. We deep at the 5. I've been telling y'all. So, you got Mitch Rob. Now he had to bring Jericho Sims in. Jericho Sims played 6 minutes. And you know what? 7 minutes. And he played a good 7 minutes, but I'm trying to tell you, Tom didn't want to play him. He didn't. But he played him 7 minutes to give Mitch Rob a little blow. And then he had to go small ball again. And that crew. See, the only difference, the other night when he went small ball, he had Grimes. Last night, he replaced Grimes with Evan Fournier. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. And it was Julius, Obi, Evan. Then you had D Rose and RJ. That's when the Knicks started running. That's when they really started running. That's when you saw the defense pick up and that daggone Obi Toppin. He plays 28 minutes last night. He gets 14 points. He's 6 of 9 from the field and he didn't hit a 3 last night. But he got 5 boards. But I want to tell you something. You can see Obi was so hyped. And what I like about him, people compared him, to Amari Stoudemire, coming out of Dayton, a young. And one of the things that to me reminds me, aside from his build, what he looks like when he runs like Amari a lot, but he has that same unbelievable explosiveness, when he jumps, when he goes for a rebound, when he dunks, there's an explosiveness there that's, Zion Williamson-like explosiveness, So, that's what and he's now playing the defense, that Tom Thibodeau wants him to play. So he played 28 minutes last night. I want to tell you, you keep playing a guy like Obi Toppin 28 minutes a game. The Knicks, that I already told y'all, somebody need to go talk to these boys, Stephen A and them or whoever. They don't know. They better ask somebody because Obi, we here, we deep. So here, the deep, the small ball. You know what I'm saying? And you had Obi running the floor. Now, again, I don't think the game needed to go to overtime. You close with that crew, and that game doesn't go to overtime. We beat them in regulation. But then, okay, you go to overtime, you bring back the block nest monster. That's when he started getting his blocks. And you bring back Julius, and then Fournier. See, I'm going to go all out right now. Fournier was them 3-pointers, man. It was like he was feeding off the crowd. See, some players cannot play in New York City. The media, the fans, you got the haters, all that. But then there's some players, like a Spreewell and a Fournier, that all that does is make it worse for the opponent because they can ready to go off. Quickly, it wasn't Quick's night. I'll put it that way. Burks plays solid. That's what you want from Alec Burks. Steady as she goes, right? Good defense. Steadied up. Hit shots when we needed. It wasn't, he only scored 5 points, but when he scored it, he was breaking a run on the opponent's run or something like that. And not only that, just not forget, Alec Burks he could play 3 positions. He could play the point, he could play the 2, and he could play the 3. Alec Burks could do all that. We only needed him for 16 minutes last night. We deep, man. I mean, we deep. The media ain't caught up yet. They'll catch it eventually because you can't help but catch it. But we in Knicks Nation, everybody know we here now, but now they finding out we deep. Okay? We deep. Mob deep for real. For real. But man, it was a beautiful win last night. This is a game we definitely would have lost. Anytime before, the second half of last year and the last 20 years, we'd have lost this game. With Brown getting 46 on us, we'd have lost the game. Yep. We lost the game. We wouldn't have come back like that. We'd have been down like 18 and tried to make a run and get close as 3 or 5 and lose the game. That's how we would have done it. Y'all know that. But this is a different team. This is a different culture. This is a different situation. We here, we deep. Right? And we ain't even at the peak yet. I'm trying to tell y'all we starting off slow. That's why you see the starting 5, defensively starting off slow. But they're going to pick it up. Give them some time. As the year goes on, whew. And now I hope Tom gets the point here. You better use that small ball lineup. That Obi, Randle, D Rose, and either Grimes or Fournier, and the RJ lineup. Yo, those dudes, man, we need to do more of that. I'm not saying that should be the starting group, but you definitely want to run them. I don't know how many minutes they played last night, but I'm guaranteeing you something. If I look on the stats, I'm going to wait for like 10, 15 games, and I'm going to look on the stats, right? Basketballstats.com, and I'm going to see the best group, the best 5 running. You're going to see it. It's going to be them. They're going to be the best plus minus on the team. Because those cats ball when they come out. And they play really good defense, that swarming defense, and they run the floor. Did you see how D Rose was finding Obi on alleys last night? That's all Obi needed, man. A full season with somebody that could find him when he's running. He got him now. He got him. And you're going to see, Fournier be looking for Mitch Rob on the lobs. They just ain't got the timing down yet. But I'm trying to tell you, that's going to be a thing. Fournier to Mitch Rob, and you're going to see Kemba learn Mitch Rob and Obi running the floor. Man, I'm trying to tell you, we here, we deep. This is it. I'm hyped, man. So now, we got Orlando on the road. Can't sleep on Orlando. They're a young team. They rebuilding, but you can't sleep on nobody, right? So we go in there. They got Mo Bamba's actually starting at center, and he's playing pretty good now. And they got the other kid that was Wendell Carter Jr. playing the power forward. I don't know how long it's going to last. Jonathan Isaac is the power forward. He's not, he's not healthy right now. Again, best ability is what? Availability. Last night, Detroit was given somebody all they could handle last night, but Detroit did not have Cade Cunningham, and they end up losing the game. They was given who was it? Detroit was giving Chicago all they could handle last night. Into the fourth quarter, Detroit was actually winning, but they did not have Cade Cunningham last night, and they need him. A best ability is availability, right? And so that's how it goes. You see what I'm saying? So our depth, the Knicks' depth, This is what's gonna make the difference. Mitch Rob, okay, is the big X factor here. No pun intended. He is the big X factor. A healthy Mitch Rob, we get Mitch Rob for 65 games, and it's a wrap. We top 4, top 3 in the East. It's a wrap. Okay, but we got depth, man. See, we missing 2 5s last night. We still got 3 that we went with. See, we went with Julius, Mitch Rob, and Jericho Sims. Okay, so we deep. Kemba getting exposed on defense. Okay, bring in D Rose. Okay, and you still got Quickly, and you still got in Deuce. Deuce, we ain't let Deuce loose yet. They ain't seen him yet. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. So y'all enjoy your Thursday. I had a ball. I know y'all did it, Knicks Nation. It was a party up in here. That's what I'm saying. We DMX today. It was a party up in here, man. Oh my gosh. Friday against Orlando. I won't see the game, but I'm gonna see the replay because it's gonna be on it's gonna be on League Pass. This is gonna be on League Pass. I'm gonna see the replay Saturday night. And then it's a home and home. So we got Orlando Friday, and Orlando, I think, at New York on Sunday. Yeah, I believe that's how it's gonna flow. So yeah, on the 24th, we play Orlando in New York. So it's a home and home. And this is good. Home and homes, I like them because you get to see how teams will make adjustments against you, and you get to see how we make adjustments against the team that we just played. We're going to play them again. And so it's sort of like a mini playoff situation where you can see how, teams will adjust against you and be ready to make those adjustments. It's good practice for us. So the season is here. The Knicks are here, and we deep. Y'all have a good Thursday. Be safe out there. Shalom.